Pioneera. We're doing a little take 5 today with Madison Gosville and her mum, Camille Owen. And so welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Now, you're welcome, Mads. Thanks for joining. You may wonder why Camille and Madi are sitting in different rooms. Well, Madi actually has been in self-isolation for the last, how many days, Mads?
This is day 13.
Day 13 of a 14-day isolation period. So she's had to be isolated from her friends and family and everyone to make sure that she hasn't picked up the COVID virus from a close contact at school for the last 14 days. And her mum, Camille, has obviously been involved in this and supporting her. So we're going to talk to Mads today about how her experience has been. For full disclosure, Madi is my niece and my goddaughter, and Camille is my sister. So full disclosure. But we've been so impressed with how Madi and Camille have dealt with this that we wanted to be able to share their story. So, Mads, let's start with you first. Tell us a little bit about you.
I don't know. I'm 14. I go to St. Vincent's and I'm in year 9. I enjoy playing sport and like catching up with my friends, going to the beach.
Great. Great. And were you surprised to find out that you had someone at your school that had picked up the COVID virus actually 13 days ago now, as you said? Was that a surprise?
Yeah, like on the morning of, I was just thinking, oh, like what if like school is cancelled, you know, like it would be nice just to have like a day off. And then like my mum comes in my room and is like, oh, school's cancelled. And I was like, really confused, and she's like, oh, there's a COVID case. And I don't know, at first I didn't really like expect much of it. I was like, oh, like I probably like have no idea who this person is. And then like turns out she's like in a few of my classes and like I know her. So yeah, it all just like I didn't expect it.
And how did you feel about that?
At first I was terribly distressed. I don't know, I just like knew that like I would probably be listed as a close contact and would need to like stay in my room for 14 days. I knew that I would have a good time like eventually and that it'd be a good experience, but I just like was just very emotional that day and like I just couldn't help myself. But yeah,
I think that's very normal. And it sounds like you've had a good balanced view of it from when it started. Camille, how did you feel about Madi being in that situation and then your whole family now being in that situation?
Yeah, look, I guess it was a bit of a surprise. I mean, we hear about all this COVID stuff happening, but all of a sudden it became very real when you get an email saying, you know, there's a case at your school, and then you get an email saying that your child has been a close contact. I think for us it was more about, oh, who have we seen in the last couple of weeks? How many people, you know, what's the flow-on effect of this? But I think once the immediate concern, I guess, was, you know, for Madi and her having to be isolated in her own room. But interestingly, I didn't think about our health necessarily. I wasn't so concerned about catching the virus so much as, which is interesting, I'm not sure why. And as Madi said, I thought it was really great, but on her first day when she found out, she was very upset, which is, of course, very normal and natural. And it was really hard then not to being able to console her with a hug because we weren't allowed to touch. So that was really very, very difficult. I did do a sneaky come in from behind with a mask on, I think, and gave her a hug because she was so upset. But Madi was really, did really well being able to process her feelings with her words, saying, you know, I feel really sad. You know, I feel sad I'm going to miss sport. I feel, you know, like and she kept saying, I know it's going to be okay, but I just feel really sad. So, you know, I thought it was really good that she was able to articulate that.
Oh, that's so hard not being able to give her a hug. Yeah,
it's really hard. That's been one of the hardest things, I think. I'm sure you'll ask me that, but not that, you know, not being able to just hug your child whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Or whenever they need it, even, you know, like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Or whenever you need it, for that matter.
Whenever I need it, of course.
What has been the hardest thing for both of you, I guess? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. I don't know. I just feel like the social interaction. It's kind of like you don't really like you don't really like accept it or like realize how important it is until it's like gone. yeah, it's kind of like 5 feet apart. Like in real life, it's like social distancing, like reinforced like 100%. So I don't know, I found it like hard, but like now looking back on it, I'm like, oh, it's like fine. Like I was able to do it. It's like fine. Like nowadays with technology, I'm able to like FaceTime all my friends. So like I would do that like every day. And I think that was like good for me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to like seeing my friends in person, which is nice.
I can imagine. And Camo, the hardest thing for you?
Oh, look, I do think it's that physical contact and not being able to, act on, your the need that you want to be able to comfort and to have that physical contact. But probably some of the other things that have been difficult is when we have had our family time at home, where you're having dinner together or you're sitting down watching a movie or something in the evening, to have Maddie having to be isolated in her room while we're sitting together as a family, and for her not to be included. Like it felt so wrong, kind of excluding her even more than she already was excluded. But we did come to some workarounds. We had a few FaceTime dinners where we were in the dining room and we had Maddie on the computer with FaceTime, and Maddie introduced me to Netflix parties, so we could watch the same TV show, where we'd have our phones on FaceTime so we could talk about it while we could watch the same TV show. We came across some online games, didn't we, Mads? We played some 500 online. So Bailey and I would be in the lounge room and Maddie would be in her bedroom, and the three of us were playing cards together. So, we found workarounds, but I think, just that feeling of them being isolated in their own room is really hard, and not being included.
So this is actually one of the things that I've been so impressed with, is how you guys have dealt with the situation. So I want to talk about the things that you've implemented or found and how you found those. But the one I want to focus a lot on is swimming for sanity. So we've named it Swimming for Sanity. So Maddie, tell us about Swimming for Sanity and why you started it, and how important has that been for you in getting through this time?
Well, it started like a few weeks before all of this, and one day I just wasn't in the mood to do any work. So I was like, I'm going to lie out in the rain. So I lied out in the rain, but it was only sprinkling. And I was in my pajamas, like in the morning. And so then I was like, oh, I'll just jump in the pool. This is like, bear in mind, this is in the middle of winter. So I was like, I just like in my pajamas, and I just jumped in the pool. And it was freezing, but like I got out and I did it again. It just like woke me up, and it was refreshing, and it was warmer out of the water than it was in the water. But yeah, and then I was like, oh, like that's like nice, just like having just like the pool there, even though it was cold. And then like on the first day of like isolation, that Friday, I was like, oh, I'll jump in the pool. And then from there I was like, I'm going to do it every day, just like to set myself a goal of something to do. And I didn't realize like how influential it was until like yesterday, when I was outside doing a workout and the pool guy came, so I couldn't swim at my normal time. And I don't know, I just felt upset. I don't know if I was more upset that like I couldn't swim then, or like just that the pool guy like came at a really annoying time. But then I like swam after school and it was fine. But like even though I'm not in for long, it's still nice just to like feel that you've accomplished something.
Yeah. Was it important for you to accomplish something and have goals in this 14-day isolation period?
Yeah, it's been good, like something to do, because like there's a lot of things that like I can't do, so it's like something that I can do, and I can't like go outside or anything, so it's like the closest to like exercise that I would be doing in my like normal day-to-day life, like my sport and stuff like that.
Yeah. Does it make you feel like you're less isolated because you have something you can do and there's a goal to focus on?
Yeah, I feel like it allows me to like not like lose track of like it. I don't know how to say this, but like it's like me taking up time doing something that like I enjoy, so it's like less time being like alone and isolated. And also the fact that like I'm outside getting fresh air, like just is like with nature, it's like good.
Because that's awesome. I think that's an interesting insight for people to have, to find something that they can focus on throughout that time, because most of us aren't in isolation, thankfully. All of Victoria is now in isolation, but for the rest of the country, we have some level of freedom. But even then, when you have that control taken away from you, it can feel like you have no control over anything. But you have found something that you have some control over that helps you feel like you could get from day to day.
Yeah, it's been good, like having a routine, being able to like do something, because in your normal life you have a routine, you're like, oh, like every Thursday you've like training and stuff like that. So it's now like I have a daily routine, so it depends on which time per day, but I normally like do a workout and then I go in the pool and then I have a warm shower. So it's kind of just like a structure of my routine and like less time on screens, which I'm glad about. I don't know, it's just like a good way to exercise.
That's good. And will you carry any of that? So you've learned about a routine now. Will you take that once you come out of isolation in a couple of days? Are you going to take what you've learned about a routine and put that into your normal non-isolation life?
Well, I was thinking about this. Like, I would like to try to continue to do like workouts and swimming like daily, but it like is hard. So I might like try to make a goal of like doing it like twice a week or something. Like, because even the first time in quarantine, like I was doing workouts, but then like after I got back to like school and everything, I kind of stopped that because like I didn't have time, because like all like the traveling to and from school, that's like a few hours a day, and then like the homework, and you just like don't relax as much. Like now, like I do less work and I just like have more relaxed time. Like it's guaranteed that I'm gonna have relaxed time because I just have so much more time. So I would like to continue that. Yes.
Great. Okay. Anything else? Any other words of wisdom or advice for people that you would like to share, Madi, after your experience?
Well, like if you're going through isolation, just like set a goal for yourself, because like in some way it's gone faster, then in some way it's gone slow. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like you just got to find something that you can like build into your daily routine for all the 14 days. Just have a goal, be like, I want to do this every day, and that like allows you to do something and just like push for it. Like every time I would jump in the pool, I would at least sometimes standing there for like 2 to 3 minutes, just like not ready to jump in. Like even though I've like done it all the other days, it's just like I know it's going to be cold and like all that, but like I end up doing it and then I like feel good about it. So I just feel like you just got to do something that you like you have wanted to do, but you haven't had like the time to do it, because like now all you have is time, and like you just need a break off screen sometimes. So it's just like good to be outside and like exercise.
Excellent. Thank you. Very wise words. Camille, is there anything that you want to add?
Oh, look, no, I think Madi summed it up beautifully. I mean, I think it's, I guess something that's been, impressive to us is that regardless of the weather, we had snow in the Blue Mountains on the weekend, and I think it was the coldest day in Sydney on, was it Saturday or Sunday, with the massive wind chill factor. And, we thought, oh, you don't have to swim today or wear a wetsuit. And Maddie's like, no, I'm swimming. And she's in a bikini, in the pool, in the water. She had just, because she had vowed to herself she was going to do it, regardless of the conditions, she would swim. And as she said yesterday, the pool guy came, there was something wrong with the filter. Dale saying, the pool's a bit murky, I don't know about swimming until, I get it fixed. And Maddie's like, it's not going to hurt me, I'm going to have a shower afterwards. So regardless, cold weather, wind chill, murky water, broken filter, Maddie's like, no, I said I'm going to do it, and I'm doing my swim. So, and she's done it. So, and she's gone from just jumping in and out quickly and it being cold and doing that several times to actually now doing laps. And she spends, it's not long, but it might be in there for 10 or 15 minutes doing laps in the freezing cold water, and saying that her body stings because it's so cold, but she always comes up laughing and smiling, and it's amazing.
It's a really great example of setting a goal and putting your mind to it, because even though it's a goal that you wanted to achieve, Madi, it's not an easy one. Like, as you said, the water is cold and your body is, icy and tingly. So it's not like you chose an easy goal, like I have to lie on the floor for 10 minutes. So you chose a challenging goal, and perhaps the fact that it was a challenge then helped you feel like you'd achieved something, because it was not easy. Like, it was a harder thing to do. So maybe that's something to think about too when people are setting goals. Don't make it too easy.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good lesson for me, because like normally like I have stuff to do, but like I don't like set goals. I'm just like, oh, I'll do it, but like I don't like really like set myself a deadline or like what exactly I want to do. So I feel like now it just like, and like hearing other people talk about it like makes me feel more capable, and that like what I did was actually like good, because I feel like whenever you do something in your mind, you just like make it is like not as like high up as it like is to other people. So I don't know, it's nice to hear like my mom talking about it, and like whereas in my head it wasn't like that as like serious as that. So I don't know, it just came like, it was just like natural to me, I guess.
It's good. It's great. And it's a great achievement. And I love goals, and I love SMART goals. And if you like, when you come out of isolation, I will show you how to use SMART goals, because I love that. Oh, I love a little SMART goal devotee. And I think, to your point, Maddie, what's so important is that it makes you feel more capable than you did before, because you are very capable, incredibly capable. And it's even now that you know you're even more capable than you thought you were. That's a great thing. And what we don't talk about often is the mental health impacts of what's happening with COVID. So physically you're safe and you're protected and you're well, and it's equally as important to make sure that we're looking after everyone's mental health. And you have found a way to do that, Maddie, yourself, which is wonderful. And Camille, you found a way to do that for Mads and the rest of the family. So congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
I can hear the dog barking in the background, so that's why you guys go.
Okay. Ollie's had enough. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Welcome.